So for me, this episode had a lot of theories set up, a lot of questions asked, and a lot of speculations. Let's try to break this down and see what we can get out of it. Let's go. So today's episode of Samurai Troopers 2026 episode 4 starts out with Shion and Ryusei training in on the base. Looked over by Ryo, the guys weren't as serious as they were starting out in the past because this is a flashback. Mostly Shion. Shion pretty much tries to duck out of the training exercise early by faking an injury, and they both go off and have a conversation. So the overall concept or the overall idea of this episode is pretty much, what can one do for humans, or how does one take the trooper's mantle and to protect humans and grow to learn from it. This is going to be a common theme throughout this episode. Well, overlooked by Ryo, they get caught, and this has a little funny consequence later. Cut to the modern day, we have Shion and Ryusei once again facing off each other. Ryusei is now again with the divine world, and Shion talking it out, seeing what they're doing. Cutting to the divine world, they are looking on. Now, this is interesting because there's already a lot of discourse being sown in the divine world. The lady looking over, wondering where everyone is, as they're healing the wounds of one of the other divine warriors that got poisoned in the last episode. Inmate coming in injured, I guess, from the fight from the demon world. They begin to argue and, things not being handled, while they're trying to break through the barrier to get into the city. Inmate, talks his stuff, he begins to walk out and handles it. Ryusei gets cut off while he's but cutting back with Ryusei and Shion, they get cut off meeting with Guy and Kaito. And they begin to, just Ryusei pretty much ducks out, not really saying much about the plan on attacking humans. Guy is beginning to soften, it looks like, because he speaks on, you helped me get, with humans. So they cut off, Ryusei goes back to the divine world, and everybody goes back to the other place where, the guys, the first namers, and the rest of the troopers are. So this is where the plan comes back, where we're talking about how can one be a service to humans and as a trooper. So Yamato and Musashi are arguing with the first namers, and they don't want to fight with the troopers because they killed some of their comrades, which is not true. That actually Ramaga killed them, but they kind of got taken over, and then I guess they killed whatever remained of them. And they mentioned that they killed their friend Mirai when she was turned into a monster, so they're about even. Shion pretty much trying to quell it. He sends them on to try to help evacuate the city, the first namers. And there was a reason for him to do that, because with Ryo, as that consequence was shown what it means to be a trooper, not only just as a fighter, but as somebody to help the community as well. As you see with the first namers, as they're helping again evacuate the city before the barrier gets broken through. Cutting to them doing that, they're getting love from the city and things like that, and they're saying, well, would they love us if they knew how we kind of helped take over the city a while back, I guess it was 3-4 months prior. Anyway, they are getting love from the people, getting pictures taken. They're feeling good about themselves. Then, Inmate and Ryusei touch down on the city and start turning everybody into the divine, demon world variants of the foot soldiers. They try to hold them back. They don't want to fight, as they're saying that these were humans that were turned into them. Being taken down, they just gotta wait until the rest of the troopers came and saved them. Now this is one of the interesting parts, because I'm guessing because they were being shown love that they were, hesitant. As Inmate touches down, we cut back to the divine world. Now, this is again one of the speculations that I'm starting to talk on, because at first I thought that the divine people knew that the shield was in there, as stated before, but I guess they didn't realize that Inmate was hiding the shield, because earlier in the episode, Inmate and the head lady were talking about whether they should destroy it or should they keep it. Inmate bowing out says, "Okay, we're going to destroy it," but I guess speculation was sown as Inmate meets with Ryusei and tells him his true plan. But they don't talk about it on screen. That's one of the speculations I want to talk about a little later. So as Inmate is wreaking havoc, utilizing his abilities to attack, the troopers finally, utilize the Grand Emperor or the Emperor armor. They begin to attack as Inmate cuts back to the train base where he finally found them, and he takes the rest of the tools and the artifacts. He utilizes the artifacts, and he kind of corrupts the Emperor armor. Now, this is one of the things that's very interesting that I want to talk about, because it's talking about blackening the armor and making it dark. And they've actually mentioned something about continental divine. So there's divine entities and gods on other continents. If you know this channel, when it's a character I'm talking about, I kind of hope they're doing that. And it might introduce that with the first namers and making them used to. I'll try to do a speculation video on that a little later. The first one, it's kind of cool. But overall, cutting back, he's corrupting the armor, and the rest of the divine people are searching through Inmate's overall chambers to search for the shield. Cutting back as Guy is being corrupted or taken over, Inmate gets stabbed by Ryusei. Inmate shocked, looking back at Ryusei. The episode immediately ends. So next week, a lot of things can be answered, a lot of questions asked. Inmate is in trouble. Either he's turning on the divine world, or he will help because he wants to keep the armor. But then they are scared of this overall deity that might come from summoning the grand armor. That's why they want to destroy it. It's like a lot of things came up in this episode. Like, again, this divine new god that comes with the divine. Ramaga's still talking to Guy. Discourse is being sown between the divine world, and everybody wants Ryusei on their side. A lot happened, a lot of questions, new things being added. It was a very excited episode. But overall, I'll probably touch upon some of the theories that I have with this blackening of the armor, and how it could introduce a purpose for the first namer and what their original use might have been. And it was probably considering that black armor. But I'll talk about that later. But this was a good episode of Samurai Troopers. A lot of questions. It's very mystery oriented, so I can't wait to see what happens. And thank you guys for listening this long if you did, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, and have a good one. Bye.